G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 10 of our Chaos Warlock playthrough. Now, I did some playing with some gear in between the episodes, and I know I said I wasn't going to put the runestone on this helmet. Turns out, actually, I kind of lied. I am going to do this because I need the elemental resist and also a little more aether. Would not go astray, and all I'm trading for it is 1 ectoplasm, so 20% energy and plus 3 energy regen. That is a lot of energy. But I need the resistances. The other thing, I was playing with using these boots. I need to get the poison resistance, because going into the Ugdenbog without capped poison and acid resist is kind of silly. So I was going to use these boots. These are actually pretty good boots. However, that would ruin my Aether and Chaos resistance, and also, well, Elemental would be the same. These are much better boots in terms of armor, but the solution I went with was just put an anti-venom salve on the boots. Yes, I miss out on the Mark of the Traveler, but having all of my resistances in the high 70s or capped is what I want. So I'll hang on to this for now. I probably won't use them, but, you know, nice to have. Okay, so we were up to the Coven's Refuge. I also have to go back to Devil's Crossing. You can see the portal there. I've just come from right next to the this portal and made another one. Need to talk to Barnabas. So, let's talk to Barnabas, turn that quest in. Bit of scrap, I think. Nope, just random components. Okay. Did get some reputation, which is nice. Find Barrowholm is easy. Assist the Soleil cult is later. And slay Grand Priest Zarthuzalan. I'm not going to do this quest, and someone mentioned in the comments of an earlier video that you can turn those off, and that is true. You can come in here into the codex, go down to the one you want to get rid of, and click this little button. Now there's a hole there, and it's gone from over here. But let me show you what happens as soon as you leave to the menu and come back in. And voila, it's back. So that's why I don't just do that. And that's mostly why these uncompleted quests tend to annoy me. I'm not going to run out there and kill him, though, just to get rid of it. I'll just be annoyed by it occasionally for a little while. Okay, so let's head out into the bog. Nice quick intro. Quick, in air quotes there. Pick up this quest. Can show me where the witches are. Even though now, after however many characters it is, I have actually worked out where they are and how to find them. So I don't need that star on the map anymore, but why not? Alright, let's throw Haunt out there. It's going to spread like, well, like a dot, I guess, a spreading dot. And I am killing these specifically for a quest item. I do need the Basilisk Fang, or Basilisk Venom, I think it is. So you want to kill the yellow named ones, basically. And it'll drop. It might take a little while, but it will drop. Other thing we want to do is this den here, Janaxia's den. We want to go in there and we want to kill Janaxia, which, you know, sounds really bad, but Janaxia is a bad person, and she has to be dealt with very harshly. So we'll go in here, we'll kill Janaxia. Janaxia, I forget the story reason why she has to die, but it's something to do with, you know, betraying the Coven or something like that. She has to die because she's made of XP and quest rewards, basically. Alright. Kill these ghosts. This is a good place to farm those if you ever want one of their MIs. I don't think I'll be needing any on this character, but this is a decent place to farm. It's quick, it's easy to get to, and it does sometimes have a totem as well, which can be quite nice. Now these wraiths, are these the ones I'm thinking of? Yeah, so this Eruption of Dread here exposes you to Aether, Vitality, and Elemental damage. So these ones are one of the few monsters left in the game that actually reduce your resistances now. Which is not good. Alright, let's see if we can't thin the numbers here a little bit. Get rid of the regenerator, get out of the goop. I think that should be it. This guy's electrified, so he's not putting any more goop on the ground. Alright, everybody's dead. Elixir of the Hunt, I think, is attack and cast speed. Yep. And, well, none of this is going to be any good, so we'll just take it all and most likely sell it. Let me have a look at the gloves, though. I am looking for new gloves. The current ones I have are basically just 19% bleed resistance, and something like these would be kind of decent. I do need the bleed resistant for this little section, though. So as much as I would love the idea of physical resistance on my gloves and a whole bunch of stats, I can't really use those. And same deal for this one. Pierce is already capped. And more elemental would be nice. The health, the spirits, all good stuff. Unfortunately, I need bleeding resist from somewhere, so I'm not going to use those. Right. So Janaxia. Should be a relatively easy fight. Throw a Haunt on her, and then just hold down right click until she dies. My energy bar is going down slower than her health bar, so we're going to be fine. Do have to be careful with her, though. As soon as she dies, she does put stuff on the ground, so as soon as she dies, just get out of it. Otherwise, I think it's vitality and bleeding. It's definitely one of those at the very least. Formidable Pants. This is another pair that would be decent. The issue with it is that it has no resistances. Well, I guess a small amount of elemental. Formidable is definitely one of the better prefixes for most green armor, but sometimes you just need resistances, and unfortunately this is one of those times. I would love to get more Phys Res. We're definitely going to have a lot on this build. Aspect of the Guardian for Blood of Drieg, I think works out with the current plan to be 18% or something like that. And then we have all the damage resistance from Maven Sphere and from Possession, and this is going to be quite tanky. Okay, this is interesting. I can't wear it, but. One, that's a lot of armor. Two, it's more health. And three, it has plus skill points for Reckless Power, which we're not using, and we're not going to use it. But that would be a decent alternative to the pants I'm wearing. And if I had better bleeding resistance, such like that, I would probably use it. Unfortunately, I don't, so I'm not going to. Let's get rid of the diseased guy first. Well, actually, kind of last. Handguards of Perdition. Okay, now we're talking. Now, I know the Perdition set is an acid set, which we're not doing acid damage, and I know it's a retaliation set, and we're not doing retaliation. But hear me out, right? Firstly, the armor on the Perdition set is quite good for the level, because it's a retaliation set. The assumption is that you're going to get hit to do retaliation damage, and so it comes with a lot of extra armor. Also has some resistances, which, yeah, is nice. Let's just see, which one of you two has the most resist? It's pretty much exactly the same. We'll go with this one. Okay, so let's just swap these in and see what happens. Now, I am going to get 10 vitality, which I don't need, 15 bleed, which will cap bleeding. So these are capped, okay, and I'm actually going to swap that soul shard out for another ectoplasm, I think. And everything else is under control, and our armor is now average 527 instead of average 440, so armor's gone up as well. Okay, so I am going to do this. The other good thing about this is the 2 set bonus is more armor. The 3 set is worthless, the 4 set is worthless, and the 5 set is worthless, so you only need 2 pieces. But you could wear the helmet. Each piece has up to 5% armor on it, and it just has good stats in general. So I could put this on. However, I would lose 15% armor from Maven Sphere, so if you look at the armor, 527, oh dear, goes way down. So I'm not going to do that. I don't need the shield, and I have these shoulders coming up here in 5 levels. So I think I'm going to go swap my components over, and then I'm going to sell the rest of the Perdition set because I don't really need it. So we go salvage, and I salvage these. I'll keep the add-on. I know I have more of these. They're very common. And the Devil's Chest Guard, we lost a bit of his res, but gained some other stuff, so that's fine. Okay, and I'm going to take that off of there and go get another ectoplasm. Now, I think I have some in the bank, but if not, we can just craft them. I think we can craft them. I'm actually not sure what they take. I know I made some earlier. I can make 10 of these. So yeah, excuse me, they use soul shards, so we'll just make one. Or we'll make 3. Alright, so got our energy back from losing the runestone there. Still capped on vitality, which is nice. Everything else is capped except for 1% on chaos, which means we take 5% more damage from chaos. And 3% on piercing, which is 15% extra damage from piercing, which is not great. However, it is a lot better than it was. So let's get rid of this, and that should be the last major change in gear for a little while. These boots, I do want to hang on to them because they are quite good. If I could get impervious of something chaos related, they would be perfect. But I think that'll have to do for now. Alright, let's get back to it. Back out into the swamp. The other thing to note as well is once you get access to Aspect of the Guardian, you can, I don't recommend it, but you can completely ignore poison and acid resistance because that will cover it for you. The main reason I don't do that is because I forget to push the button, and then all of a sudden I have 10% poison resist in ultimate, and it's not a good idea. Okay, so let's head north here. You know what? I'm not going to spend the energy to kill that. We'll head north. I don't need these guys for the belt. However, I do see a hero down there, so we'll go kill him after we kill off his friends. 2 heroes, alright. So Corrupted. Corrupted is one of my least favorite affixes on legendaries because it leaves that... I think it's Aether, but it leaves that pool on the floor and it always hits like a truck. So, not a fan of those. Oh, yet another trap, lovely. We'll just keep heading north. I think the next thing I need to find while heading north is going to be the Rift Gate. I think that's the next thing. I'm not going to go in there and do that fight because, honestly, there really isn't any reason to do it aside from, you know, dick swinging, and mine already swings perfectly fine. Don't need to prove that. There we go. Did I already hit the... I must have hit it on the way through. Or maybe it was another trap. I was looking for another one of the rotted stumps. Okay. This looks like it could be a bit of fun. We'll just keep backing up. That's mostly to bunch them up. It's not because I'm worried about dying. Because we attack with a beam or a line, if you kind of run away from the things you're fighting, it forces them into a line as they chase after you, and you can hit more of them. At least that's what I tell myself. Alright, pretty sure, like I said, the next thing we need to find is the Rift Gate, and it should be... there it is. I was about to say it should be showing up any second here. Right. Next thing we're going to find is it Laria? Laria's house? We're going to walk straight past Laria's house. We'll come back and deal with her later. And this is another thing that I was thinking about doing as well, is just attacking Barrowholm instead of siding with them. The argument for siding with Barrowholm is, 1, more quests, which is more XP. 2, they have the best bleeding and the best vitality resistance augments in the game, although not the end of the world if you don't get them. But the third, and in my opinion the biggest argument, is if you side against them, you can't fight the Ravager. So you have to do their reputation quest, which means you have to side with them. in order to have the Ravager exist at all. So if this character ever wants to fight the Ravager, have to side with them. Which is, I have one other character that I attack them with, and don't really miss the augments, but being unable to fight the Ravager is the biggest one, in my opinion. I really hope they change that in the next expansion in Fangs of Astrakhan, but I kind of don't expect it. It does, however, make it a little bit of a no-brainer for siding with Barrowholm on every character except for one. If you need one of the MIs like Namadia's Eye or whatever, the best thing you can do is farm it on normal, get the one you want, and then change that character on Elite or on Ultimate back to working with Barrowholm, just so you can have access to the Ravager. Unless you know you're never going to want to fight him, ever. In which case, you know, knock your socks off. Do as you like at that point. You will lose access to the 15% bleeding and vitality resist augments, but it's not really the end of the world. Using single resist augments is not... it's not really something you want to do. Sometimes you have to. But if you're getting 15% bleeding resist from one augment, and then something else from another augment, you could instead take a 10% bleeding and 10%, I think it's vitality, and then you get 20% total resistance from one augment instead of 15. So, in a perfect world, you don't want to use those. Unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world. You know, the trees are walking around trying to kill you. That's far from perfect. Alright, Silvaria here. Silvaria will drop us a ring when she dies. The energy bar is going down faster than her health, which is not ideal. But she is dying, and for some reason doesn't appear to be attacking. Which, I mean, it's kind of cheating, isn't it? Let's go a bit closer so we can take some damage. I mean, the outcome's still going to be the same, but I feel better about it now. Alright, there's our Vine Ring. Resistant of Celerity. Resistant is a bit of a hit and miss. Because you have the chance of getting cold resist instead of elemental. If this was an elemental resistance ring, I would immediately replace the Slith Primal Ring. Like, if that cold resist was elemental, the Slith Primal Ring would be gone. But it's not, so it's not. Alright. We are done in here, and I'm actually going to teleport back to Ugdenbog because I hate running out of that place. I would rather run the slightly longer distance outside here than run back through that. Well, let's keep it family friendly, and just say I don't want to run through there. Alright, so we've done the hidden area. I am going to go and let Ugdal out because XP and because Coven reputation, and I do want some of the Coven gear. I think might have been Mammoth Resistance gear that I'm planning on using, but one of those. Regardless, easy XP. Just need to find it. I think I'm completely in the wrong area. Looks like I am, yeah. Cross this bridge. Pathing in this game is the bane of my existence. I know there's heaps of open area on both sides of this plant, but I really just want to see if I can push my forehead through it. Alright, so up the top here on the right, we will find, there it is, the Ancient Ruins entrance. And as soon as I kill this Mudrock, the Defender, we'll head up there, we'll get a Devotion Shrine out of it. And we will also get some XP. So, Devotion Shrine hidden in here. A bunch of undead. Priests have got to go. Doesn't matter where they are. Priests are priority target number 1 every time, always, forever. Any kind of healing monster. We hates them forever, precious. Okay, what do we get? Survive? No. Rune Carved? No. And no. When I'm looking at rings, I'm basically only looking at resistances. 40% chaos damage on a ring, to me, is worthless. Because if we look at... where is that? Chaos damage. We're already up to 500. So 40% brings us to 540, which means it's really worth, you know, maybe 5 or 6%, something like that. It's not worth very much in terms of total damage, and generally things like that are going to be an entire affix all on their own, or they'll maybe give you some spirit or something like that. Not really amazing things. I do want to get Fabric of Reality up to 10 points, just so I get the 10% bonus damage to Ethereals and Aether Corruptions, and then we're going to go back to Possession. I know I said I wanted Possession next, but I changed my mind. We're about to go through a Chthonic plane, so lots of Chthonians to fight. Then we're going into a city that's infested with Ethereals, so all that bonus damage will be very useful in the immediate future. Okay, let's go ahead and eat that. Some very nice story in there, I'm sure. Now, I have a Wendigo Spirit. I don't think I have it... Well, I know I don't have it with me. Okay, I really wish this had some piercing resistance on it. Unfortunately, it doesn't, so we're not going to use that. I definitely don't have the Wendigo Spirit on me, so I'll have to go get it. Which, it's whatever. I know I have one, and if you don't have one, if you're playing along, and you don't have one at this point, you will get one as a quest reward from the Barrowholm quests, I think. It might be one of these Coven quests, but there is one as a quest reward that you will get. Here's the spirit, and RIP in peace. Alright, let's walk our way out of here, and we'll head over to Barrowholm. Now, I've already killed Silvaria, the big tree that wasn't attacking me. If you haven't killed it, if your little cave was not in the same place mine was, then there are a few other locations, but generally speaking, if you're looking for Silvaria's little cave, you will find it specifically here after Laria's house. You come down this little thing and come over here, and that's where mine was. And then if you just hug the right-hand side of this section, there's 2 or 3 spawn locations over here, and there's one more over this way, which I'll point out as I run past it. Obviously, it's not going to be there, but I can point it out. Also need to pick up the witches, who should be showing up on the map any second. Actually, might be a little bit north for them. That's alright. It's okay, we'll find them. Oh, here's Barrowholm, the Mouldering Mound. Taking nowhere near enough damage from this beam. I was kind of hoping I could dodge all that stuff and take not much in the way of damage, but turns out, nope. Dodged one ball straight into another one. Alright, anytime you want to die, that'd be great. There we go. So we've picked up a double rare. Like most double rares, this one's rubbish. So Binding is a pet affix, Venom Fang is a poison prefix, and Bargle's Core has, I mean, does have pet stuff on it by the looks of it. Yeah, that Familiar and Blight Fiend I think is part of the actual item there. But the Venom Fang prefix just doesn't match. Here is the other tree stump, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, definitely. So this little square block here, this is the marker in my mind to the entrance to Barrowholm. So you'll be seeing the Barrowholm Rift show up any second now. It's about here-ish. This tree here has the last location for that hidden cave. It's another one of those caves that doesn't show up on your map. So you will have to go find it. Alright, Barrowholm. We made it. There was a comment on the previous video that said I skipped this shrine. And, speaking of shrine, oh, we've already got that, okay. We'll finish this. And I watched the video back, and I did skip it, but now it's showing up as if I've already got it. So we're going to take a quick detour down there, because I watched the video and I definitely skipped it, but I didn't watch too far past it, so I may have already gone back, and it was a couple of days ago, so I don't actually remember. Because I remember I came up through this way. Apparently I also doubled back. I haven't done any farming or anything like that since I got here. So we'll go through the most dangerous section of the area. Clear it out. Nice chunk of XP. Did I get this? Because usually when they show up on the map and you didn't... there's no tick, that's why. Yeah, okay, I didn't get it. Alright, so thank you to 295th, which... I hate that name, it's so hard to say. Is it 295 Street or is it 295th? And you just use the wrong ending for that. I'm not sure, but thank you for pointing it out, because I wouldn't have noticed if someone had said. There we go. Alright, alright. Do we get any good items out of it? That's the real question. Incorruptible is quite nice, although this level 10% is not amazing. Incorruptible ring is also somewhat decent. How much piercing do I actually have now that I'm looking at it? Not enough, so never mind. Alright, and that is going to finish up the Scales of Olkama. Now, I do want to get the Solemn Watcher, but to get that I need more blue. Let me just... it won't show up on your screen, but I'm alt-tabbing to look at the plan. Okay, the plan is Spider and Bat next, and then Eel and Solemn Watcher. Or we could do it the other way, we could go Eel and then Solemn Watcher. Eel is 5, which is not enough to get to 10, so actually we can't do that. We need to get some more blue from somewhere first. So we may have to do Eel and maybe Lizard, then take Solemn Watcher, remove Lizard, something like that. Right, we don't have to run out of here. Let's go back to Barrowholm. We got some people to talk to. And thank you again to 295th for pointing that out, because like I said, I wouldn't have found it otherwise. And I did miss the witches, so we'll have to go back for them as well. But first, let's eat our conversation pie, grab all our quests, and then I'll go get the witches.
Welcome, traveler.
Right. We will be friendly with Barrowholm, just because there's no real reason not to, and lots of reasons why it's good to, which I already talked about, so we won't go over it again. And I'll pick up these 2 quests as well. Alright. Now, if I do this right, we can save a little bit of running. Probably not much, but a little bit. No, ignore that. Pretend I didn't say that. It's not going to happen. So the witches are down here. And the good thing about the witches is they're always in the same place. There's a totem next to them, sometimes about here. And there's also occasionally some heroes in this area. One of the 3 Wendigos that you'll get a quest to kill later on has a couple of spawn points in this area too. There we go, we'll send them back to town, and now I'm going to save some time walking by just going back to the Barrowholm Rift and running. I think this distance is much shorter than that one. Honestly, they're probably about the same. Let's be honest, it's about the same. Right, so quests we have now. The top one is obviously to get this from Scorv, and the fastest way to get it is to just attack him and then go do that one dungeon to kill Namadia. But the best way to get it is to do the quests for him. So we need to assist Barrowholm to get access, which is fine. We need to basically restore the 3 wards, find lunch for them, and clear out the mine. And as they are all easily doable in one loop, I guess we'll call it, we'll just go do that. get everybody lined up and point the laser at them, and done. Grab that bristly fur, why not? Okay, so we're looking for stars on the map, more or less. But these little cages. So, out of the frying pan and into the soup pot. You're still getting eaten, but, you know, getting eaten by a better class of cannibals, shall we say. Tip the scales, doing more work now, level 4. The higher that gets, the better. Really good for stripping resistances on bosses. Also good for, like, on these big packs. Every time I get hit, it basically attacks back and gives me some life based on how much damage it does. So good to have. You're never going to find the prisoners both here and over here. It'll either be one or the other. And then the second group will be down south, sort of south. There's the mine is, well, you can see it here. So the mine is about here, and the other prisoners will be down here or down further. Stop trying to run through that wall. Okay, so we'll do the mine now. The mine is one of the most hit and miss areas in the game. You are sent in here with a quest that I don't have yet. So I don't have the stars on the map to tell me where the crabs are. And we're looking for, I'm pretty sure it's pit creepers. And you have to kill every single one of them in the entire area. Some of them are buried underground and they won't come out until you walk over the top of them. So you just have to kind of walk everywhere and kill everything. Or you have to go get the quest and come back for the one crab you missed. I find it's easier to just kill everything. We'll kill everything and let Ulzuin sort them out, or whoever it is you happen to believe is the best god. Soleil can sort them out. There we go, we're playing a Chaos build. Chaos and Vitality should be Soleil stuff. Actually, I think Vitality is not Soleil, he's more like Fire, Lightning, Chaos. Anyway, someone will sort it out. It's just not going to be me. I do like to poke my head up this little section here. Sometimes you can get something spawn on this platform. And then we'll go back down here. This area sometimes has a pack of crabs under the ground. But the general idea is just go everywhere, kill everything, and you should be okay. It's been a few times now that I've been through here, and I haven't missed one while recording for several characters, and I'd like to continue that streak, but there's always a chance. If you do have to come back though, you'll have the quest, so you'll have the nice little stars on the map. You can see where you missed them. There is also a treasure trove in here, so the first place to check is just here. And the one that I used to miss the most, the spot that I failed to check the most, is down here. So they're not underground this time, but sometimes this group is hiding under the ground, unless that was a 1.2 change that they snuck in and didn't tell me about. Very inconsiderate. But there used to be a pack that would spawn underground there, and they wouldn't come out until you walked sort of right down here. So you had to be pretty much on top of them before they would come and say hello. And that was the one that I usually missed, but I seem to have figured that out. Okay, so if this was ultimate or elite, I think there's a I want to say just here is a devotion shrine. Maybe a totem, and I'm misremembering, but there's something there. Okay, so I believe up to this point everything should be dead. I've been everywhere, I've done everything. So these stairs on forwards. See some stuff crawling out of the ground just there, so we'll make sure to kill that. And this section doesn't have any little secrets as far as I'm aware. There is one little hidden stash just up ahead, which I will make sure to point out and loot. Honestly, it's more looting that I'm worried about. Just making sure there's no crabs under the ground here. Apparently there was some and I walked past them. Okay, little hidden stash here. Gotta find the body. Okay, Alvaric's Rebuke for like the 4th time on this character. One day I'm gonna make a an Archon that uses that, but not today. Decent leveling weapon, I guess. If you were doing Primal Strike Archon, would be good. Alright, here's my treasure trove. There is also a spot down here where the treasure trove spawns. So I kind of walked past that and didn't say anything. Ancient Savage. This has got the golems, which I really don't want to see. Let's see if I can kill them before they throw rocks at me. Would be ideal. Okay, that's the end of him. These little guys also throw rocks. Generally speaking, the rocks are the worst thing. They hit really hard. And if you get 5 or 6 of them all at the same time, it's really, really going to hurt. Okay, of the Cabal is the Doom Bolt on the offhand. Unfortunately, my offhand is full. The Stormclap. None of this looks particularly good. Dreadnought Footpads. No. That might have been the minimum roll on those as well. 2% I'm pretty sure is the minimum on Fizz, 2 to 5. And then that Pierce is very low as well. Okay, miss anyone over here? Doesn't look like it. I don't think you actually have to kill any of the ghost crabs for the quest. They're just kind of in the way. Still haven't got my quest item from the basilisks. Okay, and there is usually some, yep, there they are, underground in here. Alright, I think we've killed everything, except for these guys and the Nax and Shade. Now, I'm not playing an Inquisitor, so I don't care about the belt MI from the Shade, which is... it's nice. Here he is. Guess we'll throw Haunt on him. And I should, in theory, just be able to stand here and kill him. All that goop on the ground is doing a really good job of keeping my energy up. And I'm just watching his health bar, because as soon as he dies, I need to get out of the goop. There we go. And then immediately walk back in to grab the loot. What did we actually get there? So there's his belt. Impervious is really good. Of the Wild, not so great on an Inquisitor belt. And then Menacing of Thunder on the pants, which... Alright, so I believe, at this point, I've killed all the crabs, or at least all the ones that matter. I'm pretty sure I killed everything, actually. There's no... Pretty sure I've killed everything. Unfortunately, there's no / remaining command in this game like there is in Path of Exile, so I can't tell you exactly that there are 2 monsters left in here. But I'm pretty sure I've killed everything at this point. If not, I'll find out when I get back to town and they tell me you've missed 1 crab in the corner of the darkest part of the dungeon. In which case I'll be very upset, but I'll come back and kill it. The easiest way at that point usually is to exit the main menu, come back in, and you just kill the first group as you come inside. Easier than just having to run through the whole place looking for that 1 crab. Anyway, relatively confident that I killed them all. Let's proceed with the rest of the Ugdenbog. Now, this little section here, we're looking for the last 2 of the wards, and we're looking for the last group of lunch. Since, spoiler alert, Barrowholm are a bunch of cannibals, worshipping the Ravager, who is the god of cannibals. So anyway, there's my ward. Here is my quest item. I also need the alphas of these guys. Drop a horn, I think it is. Let's not go back to town just yet. So I need the Leafmane alpha horn, which I'll probably get at some point. Here's my last ward. We'll reactivate that, so quest complete. Here's an alpha. Gib horn, please. That's a claw. It's close, but it's not quite the horn that I want. Alright, got a couple more here. There's my horn. Leaf main alpha horn, yes please. Okay, so we are pretty much done with this section. We'll just head down south, for which I have to kind of come back and loop around. We get one more group of people trapped out in the bog. What are we calling them? Travelers. Okay. Rescue travelers in northeastern Ugdenbog. It's a decent sized pack. We'll go ahead and kill these. Okay, I could pick this up, chuck one in the bank, but honestly they drop relatively easily, so I'm not too worried about it. I will, however, be doing this totem. I think I'm getting stunned there, I'm not sure, but something is turning the beam off. Interestingly, energy bar wasn't really moving there, so I think I'm absorbing energy from somewhere, or I've just got to the point where I have so much of it that it's not a problem anymore. Okay, Forsaken Savage, no problem. Take these out. What do we got? Corrupted. Where's Corrupted? You there? You need to die. There we go. What do we get? Warmonger's Belt, which is actually not horrible. Doesn't come with +1 to stats, unfortunately, but it does have a bunch of really nice things otherwise. So 5% XP gain, total speed, percent health, 2 good resistances, and then you also get plus random stats, which is going to be, you know, something like of the Fox or something like that. So that's pretty good. The Adept Spellblade, this is one that I was looking at. If I couldn't get one of these, and I had one of these, this is one that I was considering. The Chaos Bolt there, pretty sure it's the same as this one. Yep. So it's not amazing, but it is a Chaos weapon, so it was one that I was looking at. Then I discovered that it comes with it comes on a blueprint, and it kind of lost a bit of its shine. Also, these are nowhere near as bad to get as they have been in the past, especially once you get up to Darkvale. You can just kind of run through Darkvale and you'll have 2 or 3 of them. Alright, here's my lost travelers. Let's get them into the pot. And we are now done with quests. So, the rest of this episode is going to be me running around doing a bunch of turn-ins. I am going to get a level out of it. But once I'm done with the turn-ins, that is going to be the end of the episode. So in the interest of saving people time, if you're not interested in that, go ahead and end the video now. Otherwise, you get to watch me turn in a bunch of quests, which, you know, could be good. Okay, I've already dealt with your pests, which is good, so I did in fact get all of the crabs.
A blessed welcome.
Okay, there we go. There's level 47. So at this point, you have definitely seen all of the interesting stuff, unless you want to see loot. Okay, anything else I can do? What's the problem? I will deal with Laria. So I guess I did kind of lie. There will be one more fight. I'm going to deal with Laria. And then the Coven quests, I guess, is technically a couple more fights. But anyway. Okay, back to Ugdenbog. I'm going to deal with Laria. So Laria's house just here, just north of the Ugdenbog Rift. And we're more or less going to walk in there, murder her, and then leave. Killing her does reduce your reputation with the Coven, but it increases it with Barrowholm. And I usually find Coven reputation is really easy to max out, and Barrowholm reputation is not. So we're just going to go ahead and kill her. If you want the Coven gear a little bit earlier, you can side with her, tell her the cannibals are trying to... I'm trying to talk here, lady. You you can tell her that she's being hunted by the Wendigo cult, and you'll get a little bit more reputation with the Coven. So you will get that stuff a little bit earlier, but realistically, not a big deal. Right, so she's been dealt with. Let's go back to Barrowholm. We'll talk with Scorv and pick up his next quest, which is going to be to go kill the 3 additional Wendigos. I used to skip this. Then I had to farm a Wendigo medal for my Kabbalist, my pet Kabbalist, and now I just know where they live, so I just do it, and it's easy reputation for Barrowholm. If you don't know where they live, then maybe consider skipping this, or learning where they live. Okay, we actually don't have enough reputation for it, so I guess we won't be doing that one. Right, let's go back to the Coven. We can turn these quests in. I think I'll have to kill the 3 spirits and probably run out of, or probably won't have enough reputation with the Coven to do, where are they? To do the Honored quest either. Yeah, not a chance. But we can get some of them. I do need an Ancient Heart. So let's go ahead and grab one of those. For the purposes of conversation today, 1 is 3. Okay, what do we do next? Yes, yes. And I will agree to that. And then... What do you mean not right now? Okay, I've dealt with that. Quest complete. Now, let's see if we can get the next quest. Looks like we can, which is good. Okay, and that's where we are. Okay. Farewell. Now, when I got to the Coven, there was a couple things I missed. So let's go and unmiss those. There is this reputation note. There is this hidden spoils. And then, if you save the witch back in the Blood Grove, there will be another quest turn-in you can do here. A little bit more Coven reputation. She'll give you the Witch's Effigy, which is a rubbish item. I think she gives you that in the actual, in the Blood Grove. And then this lore note is the last thing that I usually grab. And with that said, we are done for now. I'm going to go kill Grand Priest Zathuzlan off-screen. Just to get rid of that quest, because it annoys me. But yeah, that'll be the end of this episode, so thank you all very much for watching. See you in the next one, and goodbye for now.